Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. Now, you ever you start doing a project and all of a sudden this overwhelming hunger just takes over you? That ever happened to you? I'm gonna tell you what I feel like eating right now. Man, I go for some barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken with, first of all, you can't make, let's just get this right out of the way. You can't make barbecue chicken better than I can. That's not going to happen. Let's just get that right out the gate. So, we're gonna get some of that honey barbecue. Yeah, I know you thought we were going with the regular barbecue or the spicy. No, we're going with the honey barbecue. Guess what I'm gonna put on it? You're not gonna get, I'm gonna tell you, because you can't guess. Oh yes, and it's gonna be delicious. You take the pineapples. You don't just cook it with the pineapples. You let the juice drip on it and absorb. And then when it's done cooking, best meal you ever gonna have. That's what I feel like eating right now. Some barbecue chicken with little pineapples. Yeah. What are we here for again? Oh yeah, crypto. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's jump right into this article here, and it's titled Ripple to get support from major new market players in SEC case. So we've seen this over the last few weeks, a lot of big money names, a lot of huge companies jumping in to just put the beats on, as the youth say today. Put the beats on to break the, wait, what was that other phrase? Put the beats on, beat the brakes off of the SEC. And I'm all for it. I want everybody to jump in. This is what should have happened a long time ago. Put the pressure on these dirty scoundrels. Well, let's read this little tidbit here, right? I'm gonna calm down. I'm a little bit excited. Good talking to you people once again. Of course, as always, man. You know I'm gonna do good by you. According to a tweet shared by @CryptoLawUS, 2 more big market players have decided to support Ripple in its case against the SEC, the dirty rats that they are. Just my humble opinion. No disrespect, but they are, if everyone is observing, the dirtiest players in the game. But they're gonna get knocked out regardless. That's what happens. A lot of dirty fighters. You can bite, you can headbutt, all that little cute stuff. You're still going to get knocked out. I'm still going to take the victory. Yeah, my father always taught me to jab. Don't trust me. I taught myself the right hand. Boom, dropping bombs. But my father always taught me to jab, throw a double jab, and that's what we're gonna do. We'll jab our way to victory if we have to. Yeah. Gold state. Okay, well, I'm jumping ahead here. 2 more big market players have decided to support Ripple in its case against the SEC. Philip Goldstein and ICANN, Investor Choice Advocates Network, intend to file an amicus brief to support the court. In other words, they want to lay the smackdown on the SEC, these rogue regulators. Goldstein is a Bulldog Investors co-creator. This private fund invests mainly in closed-end funds, small cap operating companies, and SPACs. ICANN is a nonprofit law company that helps underrepresented investors and businessmen by expanding access to markets for them. This is a beautiful thing. I expect to see more companies coming out, more big money players coming out supporting Ripple. They should all come out at the same time. That type of force could definitely move things along. But we'll keep an eye on this. It's very exciting. I'm happy to see this. I'm very, very excited about it because we want that money to come as soon as possible. Don't get me wrong. We have our timelines, everything in degrees, but that doesn't change the nature of us that we do. We want this stuff to happen now rather than later, of course. So anything that's positive that can move these things forward, I see that as a good happening. All right, so now let's move on to this next article here. So this next article is on CoinGate.com. They're doing a great job. Make sure you check them out. And it's titled XRP Lawsuit. Ripple files legal memo against the SEC. The long-running legal tussle between the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, and Ripple is currently in the summary judge phase. This event has led more firms. Wait, why did they write it like that? This event has led more firms are trying to get, I think they miswrote some things here, are trying to get involved in the XRP lawsuit as an amicus curiae. Amid this, the defendants have filed a memorandum of law against the commission. Ripple advances in XRP lawsuit. According to crypto law, defendants in the XRP lawsuit have filed legal memos in the response to the SEC's motion for summary judgment submitted on September 13, 2022. Ripple has filed legal memos against the commission's counter statement. However, these documents were filed under seal, so it will not be available for public view. All we need, listen, all I want is for it to be effective. That's all I need. I need substance. That's what I need. I need forward momentum, movement. So it's not always about seeing what they have done, what attack they have done, what defense they have done. I just need to know it's going to be effective. I need to know if it was or was not effective. The details, I'm not too concerned about them right now. We've come this far and we've seen Ripple make a lot of good moves. So at this point, I'm going to give them a little bit of trust. We're on the same side. We all want XRP to explode. We all want this to do great things. Ripple more than most. And you know that we definitely want it to explode. So we give them a little bit of trust and we'll wait to see how this works out. But all we really need is for it to be effective. That's how I personally feel. All right. How everybody doing out there? You doing good? Yeah. You getting ready for Halloween? Sweet tooth? Hey, make sure you stay healthy. Everybody starts eating all that candy and all that. Oh man, some of it's pretty good. But remember, lots of water, stay healthy. Make sure this is not medical advice. Seek advice from a medical professional. But you want to stay healthy, make sure you're still going to the gym, things like that, or exercising at home. Light stretching is good. You have to keep the body healthy to keep the mind healthy. To keep the mind healthy and strengthen the mind allows you to make the best possible decisions when it comes to making money. We have to have our mind, which is obviously, there's a direct correlation between the health of our body and the health of our mind. We have to have our minds in its optimal state in order to make the best business decisions. That's just logical. So we must take care of ourselves at all times, and we must not lapse at any time. If you want to be in a big money game, and you want to let's put the big money game to the side. If you want to be the best possible you, then you must exercise extreme levels of discipline, perseverance, strength of mind, strength of heart. Okay? You got to go to the next level. If you want to be next level, you have to go to the next level. That means you must encompass that next level, that higher consciousness or energy, whatever you want to say, in every possible way, physically, mentally. So now we have an article here. This is actually from Ripple.com and it's titled Issuing Stablecoins on the XRP Ledger. Remember, we want as much volume as possible. Stablecoins can give that to us. We want as much value as possible also. So high volume, high value. We want that. Stablecoins can give us a little bit of that. We're trying to move as much of the value as possible. Like they say, all the money. I translate that to mean all the value. We want that. That's what's going to make the price explode. Now, what can we offer on the XRPL or as XRP that others cannot when it comes to stable coins, which makes this delicious, right? All of the bank coins have their little advantages. They have their differentiations, but what we have is on-demand liquidity. Now, as we saw with those algorithmic stable coins and things of that nature, and other stable coins as well that are always in question because you don't know what their actual backing is. But although they're trying to give a little bit more clarity now, I'll let them go unnamed for now. But nobody has to worry about any of that if they're issuing stable coins on the XRPL. Why? Because of on-demand liquidity. And what does on-demand liquidity encompass? It means they must hold XRP. Now, if we have hundreds of thousands of institutions at some point holding XRP, using XRP. Okay, and I'm saying that because you're going to have a lot of small businesses, you're going to have large businesses aside from banks, okay, commercial banks, private banks, central banks, aside from that, governments issuing these stable coins or utilizing XRPL for whatever reason, and we have all of them holding XRP, using XRP. What does it do to that price? What does it do to that price? That price can explode. So we want that to happen. We want them to issue stable coins. But let's read this little tidbit here. It says last July, the Office of Comptroller of Currency, OCC, made a landmark decision allowing financial institutions to custody digital assets for customers and provide banking services for digital asset-oriented businesses. In the months following, the OCC has continued its progressive embrace of the crypto industry, just this week granting banks permission to contribute to public blockchains supporting stablecoins. While the guidance formally brings blockchain into the US financial system. Interesting timing, isn't this? Right. It's important that banks understand how to build on the benefits of public blockchain networks to issue stablecoins. The case for XRP Ledger. Let's go. Let's see what they have to say. The XRP Ledger is an open source decentralized. We know all that. Let's scroll down just a little bit here. Issuing stablecoins. Financial institutions can use issued currencies to issue stablecoins on the XRP Ledger. Using this functionality, an issuer simply needs to set up an issuing account, so they've streamlined everything and make it to make it very simple for them to do this, which is great because they need it. Trust me on this. The education curve, or rather their knowledge of blockchain in the banking industry is absolutely horrible right now. That's why I always felt like 3 to 5 years, that 3-year range was too quick. I mean, now we have them saying 3 years, right? We've saw a couple of timelines thrown out there over the last few weeks. In my opinion, 5 years seems more reasonable. 4 to 5 years. Ripple itself said 4 years. Then we had the Bank of International Settlements say 3 to 5. We had another institution come out recently saying 3, right? Just 3. I'm more in line with believing 5 years enough is might be enough, because there's so much that they need to be educated on, the employees, the people that are actually going to be using the systems. So anyway, let's get back to this. So it's good to streamline it for that reason. That's why I was saying that. It says using this functionality, an issuer simply needs to set up an issuing account and choose the configuration options desired for that particular stablecoin. Issued currencies makes this process very straightforward, stable, and highly secure to significantly lower business risks. By taking the following steps, banks can issue stablecoins via issue currencies. Connect the issuing bank to the XRP ledger. Now, we have hundreds of banks already signed up to use the XRP ledger, right? This is what they say. How many more will step in now? Because now they can issue their stable coins on XRP. Now, and keep in mind, XRP, with its interoperability, will flow smoothly into XLM, who also is working with banks and states, and flow smoothly into Algorand, smoothly into XDC. They all are operating as one system. That money will flow. That money will flow easily. And so, as we're taking all of this value, keep in mind, we're talking trillions, which in my humble opinion will, in the end, because we are the new financial system. There's no guarantees in anything, of course, but just my humble opinion, that will move into quadrillions of dollars that will be flowing through the new financial system. What does it do to that price? If you think that it's not possible for them to be moving quadrillions into the future, I mean, everything in degrees, we're going to start with trillions in my humble opinion. I'll take it. If we're going to be moving more than trillions, I'll take that. All right. But I believe that's where we're going to begin. Billions, trillions, quadrillions, everything in degrees. But if you think that it can't, in the end, be moving trillions of dollars, I mean, first look at the tokenization of everything that they're going to be doing. They're going heavy in music right now. Tokenization of debt. That's going to be huge, by the way, providing liquidity everywhere. Nostro Vostro money flowing in there, real estate money, interbank payments. Oh, that's what I want to say. Interbank payments, payroll. Look at everything that we are actually doing already. Setting up. Now imagine when all of that is up and running. I keep saying that. So once you take in all those calculations, then I think it's a clear road from trillions to quadrillions. I think that's a clear road. Who knows how much time that's going to take? I hope it doesn't take that long. To be quite honest, I don't think it will. But I think that's a clear pathway. Now, whether they can successfully do that or not, that's up to them. They have to actually actuate that. The companies that are building on XRPL. We have to wait for them to actuate that. But I think that's a clear path. This is very, very good in my humble opinion. We want as many of these activities to be in as many sectors and offer as many services as we can to bring in as much value as we can. I think that's logical in my humble opinion. So now let's continue on to this next article here. So I was recently talking about Fine art industry coming into the NFT sphere. And I told you, listen, first of all, that's going to bring a lot of money. Fine art pieces sell for a ton of money, and that's just raw. Imagine once they're able to sell these things as NFTs, right? So now you may not have an artist selling 50 of this painting. That artist might decide to sell 2. And now that price is going to balloon insanely. When the prices already for true fine art, the prices are already astronomical. So that's a lot of value that's coming in. And I said this before, that where you sell the physical art, you know, in conjunction with the NFT, the digital offering and such like that, that's going to take over, in my humble opinion, right? You have for a myriad of reasons, especially because you have a lot of artists that already have, like, they have a ton of their artwork already set up, ready to go. Some stuff they haven't been able to sell for years. You know, now it's going to be able to move easily. That value is going to flow. And so here now you have, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's like aesthetes art is built on the XRPL, right? All I know is this is a very, very good beginning for what I just discussed. It says, by the end of the week, we release on aesthetes.com our exclusive #Phygital, #XRPL, #NFTs marketplace. A lucky guy who likes retweets will win. Okay, so, but they're going to be launching this. It says, we are ready to disrupt the #fine art industry, and they will. Listen, they will. I was in fine art industry for a little bit of time, all right? The legacy system when it comes to fine art is terrible. Terrible. And just running your own fine art business, depending on where you are, right? But I'm talking about like in cities that are doing pretty good. Just running your fine art store. Listen, they need the business. They need the business. Now you can move that art with ease, and it's going to be worth more because it can be made more rare. Then there's the advent of the destroying of certain pieces of art, right? So let's say you have 50 of these drawings that you did, and so now you have to make it rare. You can get rid of, let's say 49 of them, to make this real simple and easy. 49 of them, just destroy them. You have that one. Now you NFT that. It's so rare. Its value skyrockets because of that. I mean, I'm just giving an example. I could be completely wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in thinking this, but they're going to salivate and leap at this opportunity, and they're not playing. Some of these artists are insanely great. And then there's not only that. So you have that, the advent of, cartoons, the value of NFT and cartoons and having that be rare. Anime, NFT, and special anime. I mean, my goodness. And then you're trading them back and forth. So then people are going to want it. They're going to hear how awesome this thing is, right? They're going to see little clips and maybe, previews, and they're going to want it and desire it, but they can't have it. Do you understand what that does to value, to make them desire it? Now you're able to sell that for even more. Like, what is about to happen with the NFT sphere? And, it's very wise, in my humble opinion, just to jump onto another line of thought. Sorry, that's how I think. I think in pieces here, like a puzzle. But those individuals who got into NFTs early and who are developing their talents right now, putting things together for the next NFT boom, when the bull market comes back in, I think they are very wise, because NFTs are going to explode bigger. In my humble opinion, I could be wrong, but NFTs are going to explode bigger than they did before. What you saw before was nothing. That was just a little sample. That was just a taste. And you have XRP going heavy with them because they know it's not a mistake. They're doing it on purpose. They know the value that's going to flow through those NFTs, not just the art sector of NFTs, but so much more. Ripple going deep with NFTs, XRPL. Algorand going deep with NFTs, right? Stellar with NFTs. Who else? Hedera, very deep with NFTs. Keep an eye on. This is going to be huge. So anyway, in my humble opinion, let's continue on here. So then we have this from Stellar. I love to see these types of developments from Stellar. They're hungry right now. They know what they're doing. Quant told you what these panels were about. Quant told you that they're there to make deals, right? It's the same across the board, whether it's Ripple, Quant, Stellar, it doesn't make a difference. They're there to talk to clients. They're there to spread the message, to bring in the big money, to bring in those businesses. Who do you think is sitting in those audiences? Right, but anyway, it says here, this is from Francisco Lorca. It says, bridging the fiat and crypto in the crypto world. Listening to Danelle Dixon, the deal closer. Listening to Danelle Dixon from @Stellar.org, @Wirex Holmes from MoneyGram, talking with Alka Gupta at #Disrupt2022. They have not stopped working since the season of information began. They've been constantly on panels, talking to government officials, talking to bank heads, talking to large business institutions, talking to anybody that they can. They're working hard. This is good. This is how partnerships are developed. This is how you get memorandums of understanding to be signed. And I'll tell you this, I loved it that they showed that a lot of the individuals who were listening to them were happy and tweeting about how happy they were with their interactions with Stellar. That's how money is made. Money is made through those interactions, through those partnerships, through the times where you spend time with this individual and you bring them into the fold by allowing them to like your product or like your personality or see your vision. That's how big partnerships are made. Yeah, so I like to see these types of things. This is good. And I expect 2023, especially with the advent or the ending of the SEC case against Ripple, which is pretty much like regulatory clarity for the bank coins. I believe 2023 is going to be huge. Just my humble opinion. I could be wrong on that, but I'm seeing the setup. Look at, why is it that everyone's doing so much right now? Then you have, like I said, you have the closing of that case. This is what they say. Around what, March, February, somewhere around there. So now let's move on to this a little bit here. So then we have this from Wirex. They're not the only ones. I'm just giving you a taste, right? We had the most incredible week with @Stellar.org, @Meridian. They had an incredible week. You think they're not fired up right now to make some more deals, some more partnerships, to bring in some more value, some more money? This is good. I love this. I'm here to make money. I want them to keep on greasing the wheels. We don't want any blockade, and we want everyone who's building on the Stellar blockchain to work harder, to believe more. That's what we want. It says, but our event highlight has to be Wirex Chief Growth Officer Kyle Dowling formally announcing the rollout of USDC on Stellar on our platform. So USDC and Stellar are reaching into more places. Remember, when you have USDC, obviously Stellar is also there. I mean, XLM is also there. It's used for transaction fees, used for that little bit of friction. Every account that utilizes the Stellar blockchain must hold the minimum amount of lumens. That's just the minimum. That doesn't mean that that's what they're going to hold, because some of these individuals are going to want to see a return on investment. So when they're holding a minimum of lumens or thinking about opening an account, they may hold more than that because they see that the price is probably going to go up, like a lot of big money has seen. Then keep in mind, also you had the proclaiming of how satisfied Caroline D. Pham was from the CFTC, from her interactions at Meridian as well. So now we have the CFTC on our side. Stellar's at the forefront of the CFTC's mind, which I also believe that's why Ripple had that meeting with Caroline D. Pham the week before Meridian. Remember that? They're smart. They're very wise. They're saying, listen, we're not going to be left behind. We want ourselves to be at the forefront of Caroline D. Pham's mind, the CFTC's mind, just like Stellar. So now Stellar and Ripple are both at the forefront of the CFTC's mind and efforts in bringing in crypto under their umbrella as commodities, to be regulated as commodities, or however they want to do it. This is great. Great strategy. The bank coins are doing very good as far as the setup, in my humble opinion. These are all major moves at this point. All right, now let's move on to this next article. We're flowing today. We're doing a pretty good job right now. We're doing good. How you guys feeling out there? You feeling good? Good. You make some money this week? All right. You exercise, stay healthy? Good job. Good job. No matter what you're doing, if you're moving forward, you're trying to better yourself. Every day we can do something better. Every day we can learn. That doesn't mean we don't make mistakes either. We make mistakes, but guess what? It's strength in learning from the mistakes. We learn. We get stronger at everything that we do because we learn. We're wise ones. Now, We have more from Algorand here. It says, this is from Doro Unger Lee, Decipher 2022. Join us at hashtag Decipher22. Can't wait to see this amazing female powerhouse speaker lineup in Dubai. We've seen so much going on in Dubai is about to explode. And we are deep in Dubai. All the bank coins, we are deep in Dubai. You saw Hedera just have a meeting in Dubai. With who? The big money people. The people that have all the value from the minerals to the oil. Hedera, we covered that last video. If you didn't see that, that was a good one. Make sure you check it. There's chapters if you want to jump around. So, you know, I know you see like an hour-long video, like, oh man, it's a long video, but there's chapters. So you can just jump to the parts you want to see. But Hedera was having a meeting in Dubai. I believe we covered that in the last video. Now you have Algorand in Dubai. They know something. Listen, the value of everything's going to be tokenized. The traceability that they need for oil in particular, you wouldn't believe how badly they need it. Okay, they uncovered, right? This is not in Saudi Arabia, but from another oil line, I'm not going to say the name of it. They uncovered another illegal pipeline stealing from the oil. They're losing billions of dollars because of oil theft all around the world. These illegal pipelines where they cut a little hole into pipeline, build another offshoot of that line, and they steal the oil. You have to have traceability. With traceability, they're going to be counting how many barrels are there. How much did they pull out the ground versus how many barrels they have on the deck or on the ship or in the yard, whatever. Then they'll be able to know that, and utilizing artificial intelligence with the traceability of blockchain, they're going to be able to know, hey, wait, the count is off. We're supposed to have this much liquid, but we're only having this much. So they're going to need distributed ledger technology. It's not only that, but to move the value around. Now you're moving that value around from all these minerals and all the oil with great ease. They want that as well. Not only that, they can do it now with not only with ease, but without the weaponization of any currency against them, or the weaponization of any currency moving system like SWIFT against them. They don't want that anymore. Nobody wants that anymore. Okay, that's why SWIFT is a done deal. I'm not worried about them at all. Well, not at all. Not if the world continues to go the way that it has, where they're shirking the system. They're shirking the West. They're shaking the West off. There's a new age coming, an age of freedom in a lot of different ways. Whether that's good or bad, we have to wait to see. But the people don't want the old system. So now you have Algorand going deep in Dubai. Let's read this, right? There's female powerhouse speaker lineup in Dubai, including at Margaret Link, at Tevel Ortel, at Monam Hamdi, and of course, look how they said it. Look how they said it. And of course, the one and only Stacey Warden. Why do they say it like that? I told you, the people know. Listen, when you have a good name and you have a powerful name and you're known for closing deals, you're known for wowing the crowd. I told you, they respect it. You have to have leaders of your companies that you're investing in that are respected. Those leaders and their respect, like I said with Silvio Macaulay, it opens doors for you. The power of your name, the goodness, having a good name, it opens doors for you. And they already know, oh, Stacey Warden's coming? Okay, we better be on our A game, because we know she's coming to close deals. We know she's coming to give the raw facts that are undeniable in an eloquent way. And that's great for you and I as algo holders or participants rather in the Algorand system, because that means that price is going to explode. We have a winner at the forefront who's only been bringing in. Did you see the team that they were putting together over the summer? They were putting together an insane team, powerhouse team at Algorand. So now we have a team filled with nothing but winners, dominators. That's what I want. So I love this. Go to Dubai and do what it is that you've been doing. That's it. All you got to do is move out of the way and let these type of individuals do what it is that they do best. Win. Let them win. And that's why that price is going to explode. I look for some good information coming out of this. I'm very excited about this. Now let's move on to this next little bit here. So a little bit more from Algorand. This is from Sebastian Guillemot, right? Says the Algorand Foundation has been an absolutely outstanding partner. Everybody I met in person in past weeks knows I recommend everybody to work with them. It's that good. Now, why do I cover stuff like this? So for instance, I just put out the the members only video about a day ago, I think, I cover things like that and this because it's important to know the mind state of those who affect the capital that you can bring in. That's why if you understand their mind state, then you can start to have a little bit of predictability with what they may do in the future. And what they do in the future, obviously, if you can have a little bit, you can come up with some options on what you believe that they'll do based on observing and their mind states. Then you'll know whether that money's going to go up or go down. So like monetary policy holders, if we know how they're thinking and what they're saying in their speeches, we know whether they're going to make good monetary policy or bad, set up good infrastructures or bad. And so then we will know if the money's going to go up or go down, or the economy is going to go up, or they're going to suffer under this individual further, right? So even individuals like this, we see that that individual is satisfied, right? And putting out good information, especially vocal people, putting out good information about Algorand. So that means others are going to hear it. This person has peers from their company, peers of their company. And those peers are going to hear it and say, who's Algorand? They say he's praising Algorand pretty hard. They may look into Algorand. Guess what that means? That may bring some more partnerships to Algorand. That's why it's important. I want to know how they think. I want to know how the heads of the banks think. I want to know how the head of Algorand thinks. I want to know the head of your company. How does your company think? So then I can start making some mental adjustments, mental predictions, calculations, things of that nature. That is very important to be able to read an individual, right? Law enforcement does that all the time. They can see how you look. Do you look to the left, right, up, down? Do you sit with your shoulders slumped? Do you talk with confidence? Do you dominate the conversation? Do you sit laid back? It tells them a lot about your intention and what you may do in the future or what you may have done in the past. That's why I love to cover things like this. This is very, very good. But let's continue on here. It says it's that good. So huge thanks to who? Huge thanks. Once again, this person's name comes up. Why? I told you, I know winners. So huge thanks to Stacy Warden and John Allen Woods for their help leading to this huge milestone, right? So then you have this here. This is Sebastian Guillemot of Milkomita, all right? And it says Milkomita L2 for Algorand launching tomorrow. EVM support, check. Fast, check. Instant finality, check. All Algorand properties you love inherited by L2, check. ASA support, limited number for now, check. Any EVM wallet, MetaMask included, check. Look at all this. They're dominating. And it's only going to continue because Algorand fired them up to continue. I can't wait for the next bull run. I can't wait for regulatory clarity. We're going to take off. My humble opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It doesn't matter to me whether you buy or sell. This is not that kind of channel. You got to go find that kind of channel. This is not that kind of channel. We don't do that. We're here for the bank's money, not whose. We're not here for your money. We're here for the bank's money, and we will have that bank money. We're going to take it. They can't deny us. I told you before, they can't deny us. All right, so let's continue on here, everyone. At least I keep it interesting here, man. Holy smokes, right? All right, so then you have this, more XRP news, all right? Cross-chain XRPL tokens, a on-chain bridge upgrade. All right, let's read this little tidbit here. It says in April 2021, the team at OneChain launched the world's first decentralized XRP bridge, allowing XRP holders to finally use their XRP in a variety of dApps on Ethereum. Okay, there we go. So more of the taking of value from Ethereum by building bridges away from it. My goodness. I mean, they're going to claim it's interoperability, but this is a business and, hey, OneChain has bridged XRP to several other EVM compatible chains where users have put their XRP to work in a variety of staking, farming, lending, and gaming applications. I want that gaming money as well. We're coming for that gaming money. You saw what XRP is doing with music recently. The bank coins are stretching out into every possible sector. They're doing a great job trying to live up to their that saying of all the money, they're going to try to move as much value as they possibly can, but they have definitely been working hard. I like to see something like this. As I said before, with another bridge that we discussed in the last video, I'm all for taking the value from everything that's not the bank coins. No disrespect to them, but this is business. If they don't want that, then make your blockchain the best that it could possibly be. It will continue to succeed, and you won't have the exodus of dApps from your blockchain over to others, right? So that's how I look at that. But we want to move as much money as possible, which means that, look, business is a cold-hearted environment, right? You have to be prepared for that. Until now, the only XRPL asset supported by OneChain's industry-best cross-chain bridges was XRP itself. That's no longer the case. Beginning today, users can use OneChain bridges to move other native XRPL assets across chains. So there you have it. All right, so now let's move on to this next article here. By the way, when I was young, right, we used to watch Xmen. I'm going to give you my top. This is random. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm going to give you my top Xmen from when I was younger. When Xmen was out, was it 1992, 93? And they had the cool song. That was a good song. Dun, 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 dun. When that came on, you knew it was time to sit down, shut up, and enjoy the ride. So my top Xmen: Wolverine, no, not Cyclops. What's the dude? Where he was like metal. He would turn into metal. Russian character. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. That's insane. He's one of my favorites. His entire body used to turn into metal. Colossus. Oh, I got it. Colossus. Wolverine, Colossus. I just like Colossus. And I'm gonna throw a curveball here. I know this is gonna be controversial because he's not really an X-Men, but he was in the show. I'm going to go with Apocalypse. Yeah, I know. Calm down. Because you're saying to yourself, what about Cyclops? What about Rogue? Jean Grey, Storm? They wasn't my favorites. They weren't my favorites. You know, I love Wolverine's toughness. You know, always cool. Hey, bub. He will fight anybody. I mean, kind of goes with my personality, right? I like pit bulls. I like Wolverine. You know, I like boxing and stuff like that. So wrestling, jiu-jitsu, that's the stuff I like. I like MMA. So I like Wolverine. You know, so it makes sense. Like the stuff that you'll see a consistency in me, right? Colossus, I always like Colossus. He was like misunderstood, but also he would never back down. He was tough, but he wasn't a bully. I don't like bullies. He wasn't a bully, even though he was way stronger than most other characters. He would try to help a lot of people. And then Apocalypse, I don't know. I just always liked Apocalypse, the way he talked. You know, he talked with a very like medieval or ancient way of speaking. You know, whenever he went against the X-Men, he was always like presented as this unstoppable force, and I did like that. So anyway, let's continue. You guys distracted me. You're talking about X-Men. We got to be professional here. All right, anyway. Oh, man. So XDC. We got a little XDC news, right? So it says here, this is from XDC Foundation. Thanks for the upgrade at Uphold Inc. The Tier 3 integration connects the Uphold platform with the underlying XDC blockchain, allowing the XDC community to deposit and withdraw to and from external crypto wallets. So what Uphold does sometimes, and they have done a good job repairing things and fixing things. I appreciate them for that. They even, so sometimes they'll bring on an asset, but you can buy the asset, but you couldn't in the past remove that asset from Uphold. You had a couple of them like that. And over time, they have tried to rectify that and build a way for you to remove your assets from Uphold, which they have done a good job. And I'm happy to see this. So now people will have access to XDC and be able to remove it from Uphold. And the people that bought XDC on Uphold will now be able to remove it. I'm supposing that this is something, they just put this tweet out. So I'm assuming that this just happened. Now people are able to remove their XDC. I personally didn't buy XDC on Uphold. So I wasn't privy to the fact that people were not able to get their XDC off of Uphold, but this is a very, very good thing. I'm sure those people are going to be happy. And there's a lot of people that love to utilize Uphold. So now they will be able to, if they want, purchase even more XDC while XDC is still at an insane price. The trade fi beast that they are, you know, and now they're going after the banks. Did you see, I talked about that tweet, but I don't know if I put that in the last video. But now XDC wants to go after the banks. So the price that is at right now, and they have, is it XDC? XDC has military grade security. They're going to dominate. They've been dominating, truth be told, you know, but over the next few years, holy smart, that price is not staying where it is now, just my opinion, but that price is not staying where it is right now. Right now, it's more than a steal. In my humble, hey, that's how I feel. You don't have to buy XDC. That doesn't mean anything to me. Whether you buy it or not means nothing to me. You know, XDC is going to bring that trade finance money, and now apparently they're going after the banks, going to bring that banking money. I have always viewed it as a banking coin. They have some dealings with banks and governments. Remember, they had all those meetings with governments. There's no, yeah, XDC has an extremely bright future. But let's continue on here. So now we're going to go here with a little bit of Forex news here. Forex, this is from Yahoo News, right? Forex red hot inflation knocks sterling. Dollar holds at 32-year peak versus the yen. So let's read this little tidbit here. Sterling weakened on Wednesday after hotter than expected UK consumer price inflation. Their inflation went back to double digits. Holy smokes, man. I told you. And you know what's insane to me? Is so many people, not only before, praised the central banks, they praised the governmental entities and such like that, and they just did not want to hear that they didn't know what they were doing. And I was saying the whole time, they don't know what they're doing. Hey, this is bad monetary policy. They say, oh no, Alphanim, no, it's not. You're wrong. And I could have been, but I wasn't. So now you see that they don't know what they're doing with inflation. Look at the basis points that they're raising everything by. It's not nearly enough to bring inflation down to where they want it to. Why do they have that target price? Because that's where everything can come back to norm. They haven't been bringing it back to norm. That's why they're talking about raising interest rates again to crush they have to crush the economy some more in order to bring it down to where everything is normal. The problem is the people never push these entities enough. You know why? The people like to settle. They're settlers, right? So they started, I heard somebody recently say something like this, like, you know, they're like, it's not so bad anymore now that they normalize. So people normalize to harsh circumstances. And once the powers see that you normalize to it, you're accepting it, they feel like, we don't have to do anything. Or, well, we'll take our time. So if you want a change, you have to push for it. You can't just settle or nothing's going to happen because the powers are lazy. The leaders are lazy. The central bank heads are lazy, and they're not going to do what they need to do if there's no outcry for it. That's what I'm saying. That's how I view it. So it says here, and fears of a deeper recession in Britain bolstered expectations of a less aggressive rate hike by the Bank of England in November. The dollar held at a 32-year peak against the yen and rose from a two-week trough against a basket of major peers, underpinned by expectations of aggressive U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. The British pound fell 0.57% at 1100 GMT to $1.12 after data showing Britain's annual consumer price inflation inched up to 10.1% in September. So I got like a lot of air in my chest right here. Rising more than expected and returning to a 40-year high hit in July. Investors expect sterling to remain under pressure amid the outlook for rising inflation. Of course, that's logical. That's logical. And a recession in Britain, which could lead the Bank of England to hike by 75 basis points rather than 100 basis points at his November meeting. My goodness. Let's move on to another article. My goodness. And the people are still going to praise them. Oh, they know what they're doing. They don't. They don't. In my humble opinion, they don't. All right, so let's move on to another article here. European Central Bank becomes more hawkish. Will crypto crash? The crypto market is displaying bearish sentiments due to unfavorable market conditions. However, it does not appear that the macroeconomic outlook will get better anytime soon. Of course not. They're not doing what they need to do. I said this before, and I won't say this about the European Central Bank. I'll say this about the United States Fed, because they're all kind of following what the United States Fed is doing. They already should have raised it long ago by 100 basis points. Rip the Band-Aid off quickly. What they're doing is they're letting the frog boil slowly. The people are going to suffer greatly over time, where I'm more of the mentality, let's get it on out the way and let's do what it is that we need to do to protect everybody. You have to bring inflation down to protect everyone. But you're not doing what you need to do in order to bring it down the way that it needs to be done. And the Fed continues to acknowledge that, but they're not taking the necessary actions. They're waiting for a lot of reasons, right? For a lot of reasons. Politics plays a heavy part in it, right? Nobody wants to be blamed. Nobody wants to be looked at as having crushed economies right around election times. right? So they hold back for a lot of reasons, in my humble opinion, very silly, but they do it anyway. Well, let's continue on here. It says the U.S. Federal Reserve, okay, so they're going to talk about the U.S. Fed as well because they're the leader. The U.S. Federal Reserve will almost certainly raise the interest rates again. Now, according to Reuters, the European Central Bank will follow a similar path. Didn't I just say that? They're all following United States Fed. And you probably shouldn't. Do what's best for your people. Your people. My goodness. The hawkish stance can result in a crypto crash. The hawkish stance will result in devastation across the board. Crypto crash. All right. Despite the growing concerns about global financial stability, the European Central Bank will raise interest rates by another 75 basis points, of course. The decision on the next hike will be taken on the 27th of October. European Central Bank's hawkish commitment will negatively affect the crypto market. Is that it? It's just going to just the crypto market. Okay. All right. Let's continue on. Let's continue on here. So this is from TradingView. All right. Oil slips through investors' fingers. We've been talking a lot about oil lately. This is important in a myriad of ways, right? Not just to you people out there making money off of oil. But let's read this little tidbit here. The White House is assuaging concerns over global oil supplies heading into winter, putting downward pressure on prices. First bullet point. U.S. president is expected to release up to 15 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve in an effort to slow down the rise of fuel prices, likely in anticipation of the midterms next month. That's what I was talking about just now when I was talking about the Fed and how they do certain things and hold back because people want to get elected, but not doing what's necessary to protect the people. It will be the last portion of his 180 million barrel release from the emergency reserves. And there are plans to top up the stockpile once prices drop. Second bullet point, prices at the pump have been edging up again. You don't say. After a sharp fall over the summer and at just under $4 per gallon, prices are nearly 60% higher than when the president took office. Apparently, the president is prepared to sell beyond 180 million barrels of oil if necessary, showing oil-producing nations that he ain't kidding. Okay, I don't know why you phrase it like that. That he isn't kidding around about capping crude oil prices. I never understand why they write like that. We trying to be cool? Do you think that's going to make you not a square? Everybody talking like that? I don't understand. Next bullet point. Crude oil futures dipped nearly 4% on Tuesday, after losing nearly 8% last week, after trading lower than when one nation invaded another. I'm not going to say those names. I don't need the trouble. With midterm elections looming, analysts expect the president to continue his aggression towards fuel and oil supplies. Is that so? To make sure prices are trending in the right direction. That's your answer. Are you sure about that? John Cena voice. Are you sure about that? Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a lot of other things you could do to bring down those oil prices. Some of them quite easy, actually. Let's move on to another article here. This is from Yahoo Finance. Consumers should be ready for further price increases, Nestle's chief executive says. So let's scroll down, look at this here. Nestle SA's chief executive officer, Mark Snyder, said inflation will remain an issue in 2023. We all know that. It's going to get worse unless they take necessary actions. And there are solutions, but they're not instituting any of those solutions as of now. But if they don't do that, then it's going to get worse. I could be wrong, and I hope I am. I hope I'm wrong. All right. Next bullet point. Quote, this is a situation no one wished for, end of quote, CEO Mark Snyder said in an interview with Bloomberg TV. Quote, we are seeing huge upward pressure on energy, some agricultural commodities, and transportation costs. Consumers have been willing, end of quote, consumers have been willing to absorb higher costs despite inflation. That's what I was saying before. Because people continue to spend like nothing's happening and they're settling. Well, let's continue on here. He's going to explain it. I'm pretty sure. Consumers have been willing to absorb higher costs despite inflation. That squeezed household budgets and lifted manufacturers' raw material costs. The goods sold eased by 0.2% in Q3 as Nestle raised prices by 9.5%. The CEO said Nestle hadn't passed all its higher input costs on to customers. What did I just say? See? People are not ready for what is coming. Let me read it again. The CEO said Nestle hadn't, that doesn't mean they won't, hadn't passed all its higher input costs on to customers. Higher energy prices also risk demand for Nestle as consumers switch to cheaper products. So what does that mean about the price? Schneider said wages would add to cost pressure next year. Next bullet point. The Swiss food conglomerate reported sales of CHF and 69.1 billion for 9 months ending September. Organic growth reached 8.5%. Pricing was 7.5%, reflecting significant cost inflation. Let's move on to one more article and we'll close out with this next one here, okay? So now this one here is from financialpost.com. Futures down as surging treasury yields dampen Netflix-led gains. Read this little tidbit here. U.S. stock futures fell on Wednesday as a surge in treasury yields to multi-year highs amid rising interest rates dented gains powered by streaming giant Netflix after it reversed customer losses. Oh, the yield on the benchmark 10-year treasury note climbed to its highest level since late 2008 as a sell-off in the U.S. government bonds resumed, adding another hurdle for stock markets attempting to break out of months of declines. Wall Street's three main indexes have notched two straight sessions of gains on the back of solid quarterly results from big U.S. banks, but they are still deep in bear market territory. We all know that, right? I have some articles here. I want to see if I can get to them on silver and copper. We're going to end it with silver and copper, actually. All right, so this is from Forbes, all right? Silver price today. The price of silver today as of 8:17 a.m. ET was $18 per ounce. That's down 1.8%. Listen, you have to, whether it's gold, silver, it doesn't matter. You look at those charts, okay? Don't do, you know what I'm going to say, but let me read this article. That's down 1.8%. Make sure you have your charts. Look at your chart. Know when it's a low, right? Know when things are low. Know the fluctuations. Know the fluctuations over the last month so you can make the best decisions possible for yourself. You're not losing money. You're not losing value. We're here to make money, not lose money, okay? It says that's down 1.80% from yesterday's silver price of $19. Compared to last week, the price of silver is down 3.60% and is down 2.87% from 1 month ago. The 52-week silver price high is $21. All right, so keep that in mind. Let me say that again. The 52-week silver price high is $21, while the 52-week silver price low is $18. So now, all right, so we put that on the table. Let's go to this next one here. We're going to close out with a little bit of copper. Financial Post, this is from financialpost.com also. Copper pushes lower on fears about inflation. Recession. Copper prices extended losses on Wednesday as soaring inflation and the prospect of more interest rate hikes fueled worries about global economy and the metals demand, while a strong dollar also weighed on the market. The strong dollar has been weighing on everything. It's been crushing everything. But I don't anticipate that will go on for too long. We'll see. I could be wrong. 3-month copper on the London Metal Exchange was slightly weaker at $7,420 a ton by 1500 GMT after dropping 1.9% on Tuesday. U.S. COMEX copper futures dropped 0.4% to $3.35 a pound. All right, so now, there you have it. Oh man, I hope everybody's doing well out there. And now that you have that information, what are you going to do about it? I know what I'm going to do about it. Oh, I almost messed up. Oh, I got tongue twisted with it. How do they say that? Is that tongue tied? Whatever. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the Monday.